This video is brought to you in association with Qualcomm Snapdragon.
This summer,
Come on, you beast!
a dragon is coming. No, a smaller dragon. But fast. And cute. But not that cute. A multitasking dragon that doesn't waste power. And he's not coming to a theater. No, he's coming to your phone. Well, technically in your phone. Make sure your next phone has blockbuster speed and battery life you love. Make sure it has a Snapdragon processor.
Hey everyone, Robotani from Fonearena.com and you're watching a video review of the Nokia Lumia 625. Nokia has been consistently introducing compelling hardware at prices that are all over the spectrum. Following the recent trend of extra large devices, the Lumia 625 employs a large screen with mid-range specifications at a fairly appealing price point. We're just about to see if the phone is good enough to fend off the Android competition. The Lumia 625 is perhaps one of the most ergonomic devices that we've used, and the rounded corners and edges go a long way in facilitating that. While the handset appears like a play on the Lumia 620, and it doesn't really stand out, it is a device that isn't an eyesore either, and it manages to distance itself from the hordes of very similar low-cost Android phones out there. The dimensions of the phone come in at 133.25 by 72.5 by 9.15 millimeters, and it weighs in at a surprisingly hefty 159 grams. The front of the phone has a large 4.7-inch screen, which is the largest ever in a Nokia device. The screen has a Gorilla Glass 2 layer above it, and it gently tapers off at the edges. Below it are the capacitive control buttons, while up top is the earpiece with the VGA front-facing camera right next to it. A single microphone is placed towards the lower edge, and the handset lacks hardware-based noise cancellation. On the right side of the phone is the volume rocker as well as the power key. The keys lie almost flush with the handset and don't offer much in terms of feedback. Having been painted the same color as the shell, it doesn't really offer much contrast either, but this is essentially just an aesthetic concern. Moving over to the back of the phone, you'll spot the Nokia logo towards the center, with the camera lens, a single LED flash, which is aligned right next to it. The rear panel of the phone is removable, but it tends to be pretty hard to extract, which makes the handset feel a lot more durable. Under the shell is a sealed-in battery pack and, more importantly, a combined microSD card and micro SIM card slot. A loudspeaker can be seen towards the lower half. Overall, the design of the phone is very solid, and it has an air of understated elegance that is rare to see in a device in this category. Moving on to software. The Lumia 625 runs Windows Phone 8 as expected, and for better or worse, this is the same operating system that you have seen now for over an year. It has customizations in terms of additional apps which are bundled in by Nokia. Nokia's own applications add a lot of value to the platform, with hair maps and Nokia Music being right there alongside the best. Our chief gripe with the software on both the 625 has to do with the screen. Despite having a large 4.7-inch display, the information density is very disappointing, and interface elements can feel a bit too big. Nokia's software suite offers a litany of applications that should appeal to all users. The apps serve a range of goals that vary from plugging in limitations of the operating system to providing some very interesting features like Photo Beamer. The handset runs Windows Phone GDR2, which is mostly an under-the-hood update. Nokia pushed out its Amber update alongside GDR2, and two of the coolest features that it introduced are unfortunately not available on the 625. No, the 625 does not support glance screen or double tap to unlock. But it does bring along Data Sense and the very cool Smart Cam app, which impresses even though it is slightly gimped compared to the full-flavored version. The Lumia 625, being a mid-range device, does get all the Nokia-specific applications, but it has a few limitations. The extremely popular Hair Drive app supports only a single region rather than global navigation, though this can be accessed via an in-app purchase. Nokia's Pro Camera and City Lens apps are also missing. Windows Phone has been widely criticized for having a lackluster application ecosystem, but this has improved steadily over the past few months. You can now have access to applications for most major services, and in some cases absolutely fantastic third-party applications to connect to said services. Nokia has partnered with Your Movies to provide 3 months of free service to Lumia 625 users. The application has a database of almost 3,000 movies. These movies can be stored offline as well. Additionally, the Nokia Lumia 625 comes with Flipkart's ebook app, which offers a bit of free content as well. Being the largest screen ever on a Lumia device, it is certainly the talking point of the phone. While big at 4.7 inches, Nokia has missed out by opting for a very low resolution panel. No matter which way you put it, WVG is definitely low for a 4.7-inch screen. The pixel density is just 201 ppi, and it isn't very hard to spot individual pixels. Windows Phone itself doesn't display any extra information on the screen. The screen isn't very vibrant and the contrast levels are also quite low. The display suffers from not so great viewing angles. It does come with the super sensitive touchscreen technology and it has enhancements for sunlight readability, and that part works very well. However, the screen is far from ideal if all you want to do is view multimedia content. In terms of performance, under the hood is a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 MSM 8930 chipset with a 1.2 GHz dual-core processor. Paired with this is an Adreno 305 GPU and just 512 MB of RAM. Real-life performance tends to be smooth all around. Opening apps is slightly faster than other Nokia Lumia devices. The slightly faster processor does have an impact on processor-intensive apps, and generally the performance lies right between the two ends of the spectrum. The 512 MB of RAM is a shame and will impact long-term usability of the phone. Windows Phone is quite good with managing RAM, but even then, power users will hit the multitasking limits of the phone sooner rather than later. The 625 is equipped with a 5 megapixel camera over at the back and it has an LED flash placed right next to it. The sensor size is 1 by 4 inches and it has an f by 2.4 lens, all of which combine to make it a very mediocre camera. A front-facing 1.2 megapixel camera is also available. Images shot on the phone tend to be very poor or average at best. Photographs tend to be underexposed, noisy, and in many cases out of focus. In close-up shots, the camera does a decent enough job at getting a focus lock, but we were very surprised to see the amount of noise in the images. Video recording tops off at 1080p resolution, which however proves to be just a tick mark on the spec list. Video quality is average and the camera doesn't really capture much more detail than in 720p mode. Connectivity options range from 4G LTE, 3G HSPA+, and also of course the Wi-Fi 802.11b, G and N support. You also get Bluetooth 4.0 LE on board. There's AGPS, GPS and GLONASS support built in. Of the 8GB of storage, users get access to about 4GB, but you do get a microSD card slot to increase that storage. Worth noting is that the compass and gyroscope sensors are missing from the phone, so you will not be able to use augmented reality apps. The sealed-in battery is rated at 2000 mAh, and battery life as such proves to be just about satisfactory. Light usage should give you over a day of usage time, but ideally you should expect to charge the phone overnight. The Lumia 625 is a device built for markets like India, where budget devices with large screens are the trend. The handset is a bridge between entry-level Windows Phone devices like the Lumia 520, 620 and flagships like the 925 and 1020. There is absolutely no doubt that sacrifices have been made to reach the price point, but all the essentials remain rock solid. We do feel that in its cost-cutting measures, Nokia might have gone a bit too far. The disappointing camera, not very good display, and the very meager 512 MB of RAM are not what you expect from a 20,000 rupee device. Still, if your needs aren't much and you want one of the most well-built devices around with a large display and Nokia's excellent software additions on board, the Lumia 625 is a safe bet. If you enjoyed our video, please do hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.